Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. So I'm gonna be calling my show the Peter Like Show for now, because for the second Saturday in a row I feel relatively recharged, and I need to reevaluate what recharges me and what doesn't. And for example, today I went to several art galleries in the Phoenix area to look for somebody who might want to consign some of the art that I'm making, especially the geodes and the Buddhas. And I got a couple of leads, and I also got a number of suggestions for what to make and how to photograph my art, which is very good. That actually did help recharge me quite a bit. Unfortunately, I don't always choose the best way to recharge myself because I'm a little bit too ambitious, right? I love writing computer games. I love making art. I haven't been making a lot of art recently because I live in a hostel right now because I want to network with people, and also I have a bunch that I want to sell first, right? And so right now my living expenses are obviously on the low side. I'll use this time to network with people and take the money I save and load up on Bismuth and a few other metals. And when I move out of here into my own space, or at least a less crowded place, I'll start making stuff again. So I get a little bit of both, right? Making stuff, networking with people. That's my hope, at least. Unfortunately, I ran into some unexpected drama at my place, which I booked on Airbnb. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I should leave a dislike on the Airbnb. I'm gonna probably do it after at least a month into the stay, right? Because then they won't be able to evict me as easily, or maybe even after I leave altogether, right? I'm gonna have to think hard about it. But it was unexpected, right? I mean, we all understand most Airbnbs have so-called quiet hours. What I don't expect is to have to be completely silent, right? Let me see if I can show you why this situation is. I hate to talk about it while the apartment manager is in there, because he probably doesn't want me to elaborate on it. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking so I can film, and then I'll come out here and tell you guys the whole scoop on it, because he can overhear us otherwise. Alright. Okay, that's okay. I'll come back out here and elaborate a little bit. Obviously, he doesn't know I'm talking behind his back. So, anyway, that curtain that you just saw, that's where the manager of this hostel lives and sleeps, and sometimes he runs a business from home, and he spends his days in there as well. It's really fucking annoying is I'm sitting in the kitchen minding my own business. I'll have my headphones on, right? I don't play anything audibly. I certainly don't record Peter Dislike shows in there at night. I don't even like recording them in the day over there, because half the time I'm criticizing something, right? Maybe not the apartment, but my workplace or something. I don't need my roommates to hear all that drama. And just everyday living noises, right? I might be eating something, eating utensils, like maybe I'll be doing the dishes after I'm eating. I'm very clean about that, obviously. And taking out the trash, walking, putting the art together. You guys saw I was putting some Buddhas into frames, some scissors, snip, 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 and maybe the chair might move a little bit, maybe and he'll jump out of his room and complain about it. And what's really funny is if he's really concerned about the other guests, which is what he says, right? He's not even concerned about him. He's concerned about the other guests. His complaints are probably louder than those little noises, right? And I'm gonna have to think hard if I want to leave a dislike. on the Airbnb. I'll definitely, if I do it, it will be 30 days out into the stay, obviously. See if that will motivate him. I'm not too concerned about having to leave the place. So, we'll see. But, you know what? Now that I feel recharged, I feel empowered to deal with it, right? So earlier today, I asked him, you know, hey, tonight I actually have, yeah, I don't know how somebody who's sensitive to noise can live here with that kind of, we live right next to a major highway. So I was asking him about what happened the other night. You know, I was just man to man, you know, I got some work I need to do tonight. I don't want to bother you. Is there any suggestions you can make? And I actually asked him, I don't know if this was the right thing to do, but I asked him in front of a couple of my roommates to kind of give him pressure to give a good, reasonable answer. And he started exaggerating what I had done the other night with how I moved the chair, with how I audibly yawned in the room, and I let him run his mouth because I wanted the other roommates to see how petty he was. And I was like, okay, I apologize if it was that bad then. But the other roommates clearly knew it wasn't because they didn't get awakened by any of that, right? And so I let him run his mouth. But at the same time, I have a hard time disassociating myself with that, right? That's something that I want to work on. If I could disassociate from that, I would feel on top of the world with all the relaxation I've had. The only disappointment I've had over the last 2 weekends is that I didn't write a whole lot of computer games. I find those things don't recharge me very much, but at the same time, I really need them. They're how I met my last couple of important figures in my life. So that's a tough one for me. All right, this is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.